Hi guys, Connor Delaney, Chief Executive Officer of Good Life Companies. It is Monday. I just wanted to kind of share a couple things, couple thoughts that are on my mind. The first one is around some clients that might be thinking about whether or not to get out of the market. And I think it's a very valid question, very valid concern. I think some of the things that we have to think about pragmatically and also think about just from a technical standpoint is a lot of the clients that are in equities have already taken a 25 to 30% loss. Now, that doesn't mean their whole portfolio is down 25 to 30%. It also may not even mean that their equity position is down 25 to 30%. It could be more, it could be less, depending on what they're investing in. But I think the key thing to think about is what happens if and when this thing starts to come back. And so when I'm talking to clients, when I'm talking to some of our advisors, we're not suggesting that this can't go down a little bit more, or even a lot more for that matter. But what we are suggesting is that everybody that we're talking to, including the report that I put out on Facebook the other day from some of the smartest people in the world, are saying that once this thing gets better under control and once we understand what this sort of new normal looks like, we will see a snapback of some sorts in the market. And so I wanted to share a personal experience, and this is just me being a little bit vulnerable about my own situation from an emotional investor standpoint, which with my own money, of course, it's a lot easier to be emotional about it because I have things that are fundamentally attached to that. And I go back to the 2016 election. So we were all told that Trump was going to lose, and if Trump won, that the markets were going to tank. And so I was on the side of the trade that Trump was going to win. I had a feeling he was going to win the whole time, and so the market was going to go down. And so a lot of my personal investments were held out of the market at that time in order to wait for things to go down because I had conviction that Trump was going to win. Of course, we know how that played out. The market didn't go down. It almost went straight up for 3 years. And so I was an investor on the other side of that saying, when is it going to be my time to get in? When is there going to be a pullback? Where's my entry point going to be in? And 3 years later, most of my personal stuff was still sitting out there because I was looking for that entry point of where it was going to be a good time to get into the market. And so my point is that we can't be emotional. If we are out right now and then we get a stimulus package, we get better data, things start to come the other way, where's the entry point going to be to get back in? And could you be sitting there 10 weeks from now, certainly 10 months from now, thinking to yourself, I missed my entry point. I should have stayed in. I should have had my clients stay in, whatever the case might be. And so obviously everybody has to have a sound financial plan around how they're investing, why they're investing, what they're invested in, etc. But once you have that, stick to it. There are going to be bumps in the road. We're in election season, which means there's going to be volatility anyway. Now, obviously, this has been an unprecedented amount of volatility, and most of it to the downside. But if you walked into the store today and saw a clearance rack with Apple, Amazon, and these other companies on that, would you turn around and run out? No. Most people would say, fundamentally, 6 weeks ago, we were in a great spot in the economy. Not much other than this instance here has changed. And so once we get through it, the likelihood of it going back to a spot where the markets are going to be performing well and earnings are going to come back is much greater than us being in a full out capitulation like we were in 2008, where that recovery took so much time because there were things happening in the economy that were much deeper and needed a lot more time to be fixed. So that's my kind of words of wisdom today for our advisors that are out there in the trenches with their clients and for our clients that are concerned. Think this through, talk with an advisor that's going to be unemotional and think through what each one of the different scenarios might look like for you, and then make your decisions accordingly. Have a great Monday. I'll try to get back in touch with everybody at some point throughout the course of the day or the course of the week. But stay positive, stay optimistic. It could get a little bit worse before it gets better, or it could come back by the end of the day today. Time will tell, we will see, but head down. Remember to keep your eyes on the things that are important in life, and we'll see you soon.